Okay, I'm proper Ron Dwayne Whitfield. Look at me. I look ugly. I'm proper Ron Dwayne Whitfield recording at the place in which I live. Today is Thursday, December 7th of 2018. Come now, let us read. Oh, start over. Okay, Google. Come now, let us reason.
I'm not sure about that.
Come now, let us reason.
Maybe the best thing I can do is search. What should I search?
Isaiah.
According to Wikipedia, Isaiah was the 8th century BC Jewish prophet for whom the book of Isaiah is named.
God said, come now, let us reason.
I don't understand.
Okay. Book of Isaiah, where God said, come now, let us reason.
Here are the top search results. The first is from BibleGateway.com.
Come now, and let us reason together, said the Lord. Though your sins be as scarlet, they shall be as white as snow. When did the Russian collusion come into game? Or when?
You can search the web.
Please tell me, when did the... Think before you talk.
Motion detector.
When did the talking points begin for Russian collusion?
These came back from a search.
Timeline of Russia. Investigation fact check. 2000. At this point, no evidence of collusion between the Russians and the Trump campaign has been made. Mr. Donald Trump. Here we go. June 7th, 2017. June 7, 2017. Timeline of Russia investigation. Key moments in the FBI probe of Russia's efforts to influence the 2016 presidential election. Since July 2016, the FBI has been investigating the Russian government's attempt to influence the 2016 presidential election, including whether President Donald Trump's campaign associates were involved in those efforts. Russian President Vladimir Putin ordered an influence campaign in 2016 amid at the U.S. presidential election between Trump. Who did this? Ordered an influence campaign in 2016 between Trump and the Democratic presidential nominee Hillary Clinton, according to the U.S. intelligence community. Are the American people motherfucking retards or what? Let's get this right. Since July of 2016, who, the FBI, has been investigating the Russian government's attempt to influence the 2016 presidential election, including whether President Donald Trump's campaign associates were involved in those efforts. That's the topic of the subject. So I guess everything that which follows is going to support or further explain this. Quote, Russian President Vladimir Putin ordered an influence campaign in 2016 amid at the U.S. presidential election between Trump and Democratic presidential nominee Hillary Clinton, according to the U.S. intelligence community. Russian intelligence services gained access to the computer network of Democratic Party officials and released the hacked material to WikiLeaks and others, quote, to help President-elect Trump's election chances, unquote. The IC said in a report released in January 2017. That's bullshit. Are the American people retards? So let's break that down. Come now, let us reason. Since July 16, when was the election, class? Presidential election between Donald Trump and presidential candidate, do it that way, Hillary Clinton. When was the election? I think it was on November what? 4, 5, 6, 8, 9 of 2016. And before November of 2016, the FBI has been investigating the Russian government's attempt to influence the 2016 presidential election, including whether President Donald Trump's campaign associates were involved in those efforts. Was this in the news? I heard nothing about it. 2016, my child hadn't been unlawfully kidnapped by the state of Texas, so that means that I was focused on world events as God lets prophet, those that are important. Now, come now, let us reason. It was not until after the election that I became aware that there was allegedly an attempt to influence the 2016 presidential election, including whether President Donald Trump's campaign associates were involved in those efforts. And so we, the American people, obviously the U.S. intelligence community, treat us as damn fools. If the FBI, who has the primary authority, or let's call it jurisdictional or power to investigate, and not the CIA and others, such attempt to influence, and they've been doing it since 2016 of July, then they were aware, right? That there was an attempt had occurred, was occurring, and what did they do about it? What did they do about it? I didn't hear presidential candidate Hillary Clinton speak on it. I didn't hear President Donald Trump speak on it. I didn't hear anybody else. So it's bullshit, people. Reason. Fuck all that being. Fuck that. Reason, people. Fuck all that being. Be aggressive. If that was an attempt, then the FBI had the responsibility and obligation to stop it then. You don't goddamn wait to see who gonna win then act. It's too late. If he when he won, it's too late now. Even if true. So the point I'm making, as God would say, "Come now, let us read." This is bullshit. What it was, people. This is what we're being told. We don't. How do we know, Mr. Trump? How do we know that since July 2016, the FBI has been and had been? I'm using now. Let's speak in the past tense. How do you know, Mr. President Donald Trump, that since July 2016, the FBI had been investigating the Russian government's attempt to influence the 2016 presidential election? Just a minute. Excuse me? Okay. Okay, thank you for sharing that with me. But right now I am in the process of doing something that is extremely important. So, thank you. Yeah, but listen, please. I'm doing something that's extremely important, and I got to get back to it. But thank you. Hello. All right. Bye. Disruption of thought process, but everything will come back, the chain of thought. So here's the deal. I'm not willing to take the FBI's word, or the United States intelligence community. Let's specify which ones we are talking about, what were their involvement in this investigation along with the FBI, if any. And okay, people, here's what's going on here. Although God has not told me that this is what's going on, however, I'll do like Paul. I will tell you this and that. And unlike Paul, I'll do similar to Paul. I will tell you this. But unlike Paul, I won't say that this is coming from God. It is not. But I will tell you that God has taught me. And I have the mindset like God. I deliberately try to think just like God. And it's not always easy. Now, Robert Mueller is an enemy of the United States. Those, or as they put it, the Robert Mueller's team. 13 minutes. By. They may or might not know that he is an enemy of the government of the United States. Here's what's going on, people. While in prison, I'm going to talk to you very straight, because this is so very important that I better put something in the caption to tell you, although I might start off a little weird or whatever, please keep watching this video. When I was in prison, I had occasion to, for 19 and a half years, study, read. And I was able to read a lot of information that, oh boy, I've read a lot. And I know a lot. Whether or not I can recall everything, that's questionable. But here's the thing. Since I've been out as well, it has been confirmed. We have people, billionaires. There are people that run the world. There are people that are out to bring about a new world order. President Donald Trump is opposed to that. Now, if you want to be in a new world order where there's people can openly be gay and just do what the hell they want to do, and like a lawless America, like a lawless world, just pretty much, if I don't know, then exactly. Well, obviously, you can, because that's what a lot of them are, the ones that run the world. Donald Trump is against their way of doing business. He's against their form of a new world order. They've been for years putting this plan into effect. And one way, I can just look around. I got the mind of God. I can just look around and see, well, we can do it this way. And they done it. Like, for example, through Generation Z. These people that's 23 years old today, that's Generation Z. They are totally stupid. Totally. Just the stupidest of all. Then we have before Generation Z, Generation Y. I'm Generation X. Then before Generation X, they'll call the baby boomers, such as my mother. I think that generation is born between 1947 and it goes all the way up to 1961. And I think from 1962 to 1974 begins Generation X. Now, these people, the way you bring then Generation Z, they are the most stupidest people. So this is why, wow, oh man, it gets so deep. You have to, then it goes into racism. It was a game. It was a game, and I just don't know how to begin. But I'm saying to you that because President Donald Trump is against this New World Order, and I love President George H.W. Bush Sr. I loved him. I liked him. But I was against this New World Order. He constantly put out those talking points. A New World Order. A more kinder, gentler, or gentle nation. And I was inspired by President Bush Sr. I was inspired. I believe it because of when I was in jail. In 1991, after I was arrested on December 10th, I know I'm going somewhere, but I better start here. It was President George W. Bush Jr. I think when he said he wanted a more kinder, gentle nation, suddenly I wanted to become like Martin Luther King, an activist. But I want to make clear that it was the things that President Bush was saying that got me going to where I have become now. But he was for a New World Order. I am not for that. President Trump is not for that. So, because President Trump is not for a New World Order, he is for the people, what do you do when someone is opposing you? Your opponent. When you're fighting. When Muhammad Ali was fighting his opponent. When his opponent was fighting him, what did he do? He defended himself. He used force. Right now, those that run the world, that had did all what they did, because look, man, let me start here then. Hillary, they had rigged the election. The FBI, I was once talking to the FBI, I think it was 2015. And I don't even think President Donald Trump now had announced that he would run. But I know that it was 2015. I had a brand new Rogue Black. It was a 2015 or 16. Wait a minute, I'm getting confused. Yeah, 2015. Yeah, I had a new 2015 brand new Rogue in 2015. Got it in January. Got it on January 16. A brand new 2015 Nissan Rogue. Now, I was at the FBI because Santander, the bank, committed crimes, as well as Central Houston Nissan in Clear Lake City committed crimes. So I was talking to the FBI, a special agent, about it, and one agent asked me, Ronald, over the phone, who do you want to see? I don't know exact words. The FBI should have the recording. President. And I said, Donald Trump. And then I got into talking about the children that were born here. What I stated they should be sent to Mexico, even though since their parents were here unlawfully. And I was just rambling on and rambling. Speaking of rambling, whatever. Me pause. My mother, 19 minutes and 31 seconds. So I hope this video be logical. Please listen to it. Bear with me. I'm speaking from inspiration. Not that God is telling me anything, but like I told you, my mind is a mustard seed of God's mind. That's all I need to deal with this stupid generation. Like I want to refer to him as, well, Apostle Geno Jennings said, "You suckers. That's what you are. The American people, you are so goddamn stupid. But I love you, and that's why I'm here. And President, y'all's the most stupidest motherfucker. A man risking his motherfucking life to wake you up and save us. Already a billionaire. What the fuck can he do with all these billions any goddamn way? So, the only thing he got to gain by being president of the United States is to lose his motherfucking life because of some stupid motherfucker. So, that come now, let us reason. So, for a man, now, notice now, we never had a billionaire president, have we? So, what does President Trump have to gain? Then, look at what he was on Oprah Winfrey's show back in '88, talking about he didn't want to do all this, but he didn't rule out that someday I might run. Now, it's kind of hard because see, James Comey, I know I'm jumping from subject to subject, but it's just to show you how great I am. Now, James Comey, he will leak things for the devil and the devil's master, Satan. But people won't leak things in the media for God. Why don't ABC News, 2020, CNN News, but you see the people that run the world own CNN News. So you only get to see what they want you to see and hear what they want you to hear. How did Hitler, come on, follow me now, how did Hitler do what he did to the Jews? Did the Jews not see this coming? No. You don't see, man, if Hillary Clinton had won, you just don't know. Trump, he's a little naive because because being president, he is supposed to have the best advisors money can buy. And he don't. Obviously he don't, because if he did, he would fire Robert Mueller. Robert Mueller works for these billionaires that control nail down to destroy him. This is what with my mind from God, is that when the Democrats take power in January of 2019, by that time, people will say that there was collusion. And Donald Trump told him to do this or do that. He knew about it. And then the House of Representatives, who will control the House, the Democrats, might even want to impeach him. But as I understand it, they did not, the Democrats, take control of the Senate. So the House of Representatives, they act like prosecutors. So if I can't get this, I got to get this to President Trump. They will impeach him. That means when we use the word impeach, is like indict. The House of Representatives, they act as prosecutors. The Senate acts as like a jury. So who would be the judge? I guess the President of the Senate or the Speaker of the House will probably be act like a judge, because but they don't have the votes in the Senate to convict him, but they smear him. They slow him down. They keep his thoughts on other issues upon bullcrap, like they did President Clinton. But in President Clinton's case, they say he done something. I don't know. I wasn't really following all that in prison. But so, Mr. Trump, you, sir, need to fire Mueller, because Mueller, this is what you should do, Mr. Trump. I hope I'm going to do what I can, and I'm going to talk to God. We need Trump to get word. Maybe need to call the Secret Service to at least let him hear this video, because he does not have the right advisors. Fire Mueller. If you don't want to fire him, I would. But if you don't want to fire him, have him investigate. Get another special counsel to investigate Mueller. Get another special counsel to investigate. Why would we get a special counsel to investigate Mueller? Since July 2016, the FBI has been investigating the Russian government's attempt to influence the 2016 presidential election, including whether President Donald Trump's campaign associates were involved in those efforts, unquote. And you, FBI, waiting, other U.S. intelligence community to see who's going to win the election. And then all of a sudden start screaming? Come now, let us reason. Who does that? If you would, okay, but you can't, we don't confirm or deny on whether or not we are investigating. Well, this puts Donald Trump at a disadvantage, doesn't it? Because you don't confirm or deny whether or not you are investigating a motherfucker. So you let the shit play out, and then when this man wins, destroy his presidential, destroy his approval rating, and do all this bullshit, and he sits up and let this shit go down. Mr. Trump, get you a special counsel to investigate the goddamn FBI. Investigate while they investigating Russia. You investigate them for what they were doing while, now that it's over with, while this shit was going on, what were they doing? How is it that they just, all this not coming to like July, August, September, October, November, 3, 6, 9. 3 times with 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 times 4 is 12, so it's like 120 days. You know how many days, hours are y'all? Look how the FBI went through these emails of Hillary Clinton when Mr. James Comey said he found a new batch of them or whatever, and they did that real quick. So they've been investigating 24 hours in a day. We don't have, I mean, not 24 hours in a day, 23 hours and 57 minutes in a day. And then because the FBI is open 24/7, right? And so since July 16, and you couldn't find nothing then, because if you did, okay, you was investigating something before the election. This is what it says here: investigating presidential election. Wait a minute, let me make sure I get you, because calm now, let us reason. Since July 2016, the FBI, the federal law enforcement agent, had been investigating the Russian government's attempt to influence the 2016 presidential election. Not just any election, but the presidential election. So they evidently had knowledge. God has foreknowledge. So they had foreknowledge that there was, use the word attempt, to influence it. Yet they just let the people go out and vote. Could they break protocol? Are they bound by, they break laws anyway? The FBI do. They break laws anyway. So what I'm getting at is, because it's a presidential election and you have reason to believe, and I obviously did believe, that this was, what's the word I want to use, plausible? That was evident. Obviously, it must have been evidence for you to be investigating, and you just sat back and just let and do nothing. You let President Donald Trump, no, motherfucker. If so, that's how you know. So let's assume, as the court's judges say, assuming arguendo, that this shit is true. You obviously had rigged the election for Hillary Clinton to win. And when she didn't win, that it follows that they fucked us. Russia fucked us. How did Russia fuck? How did Russia, people, what was coming down on me now, if the people of the United States have a freedom of speech in our country, and we can influence our own election with freedom of speech, then how the hell can we dictate from another country what they can do from another nation that might influence our election? There can be no laws. There can be no, well, there could be treaties that you cannot, but I can't see our government having a treaty that you can't speak to the American people about who should be president. So what I'm getting at is this: unless the Russian government did something physically to, I want to say, the election machines, computers that would tally votes in favor of President Donald Trump, then how the hell can you say, what does that, break the fuck that down? What the fuck do you mean influence president in who, what, when, where, why, and how? How? Okay, even so, what's unlawful? What's the law that says it's unlawful? I don't follow, because CPS, I'm not following shit. So look, don't think something wrong with me. I lack knowledge of what the fuck they talking about because of my being predisposed with trying to get my child back from CPS. But from what I'm getting from right here, this is so vague. How can we determine that a crime has been committed here? And how do we tie this all this time and you still was Trump that good? How is it that you ain't tied something unlawful to him? Well, that's what we're doing now. How long have you been doing this? Okay, you've been doing this shit since July 2016. Before Mueller stepped in, right? So, yeah, since the FBI couldn't do it, but one man, it takes Robert Mueller to do it. A whole motherfucking FBI. We got the FBI in every 50 motherfucking states we have. We got them all over the world in other countries. And if I need them, I'm the director. I can call them in, man. Let's focus our attention on this shit here too. Let's put 50% of our manpower and woman power in this shit here too. And yet, you still ain't come up with shit. You knew about this shit and you ain't come up with shit. And Mr. Trump, you sitting up and going for this bullshit? What have I? So, but let's assume that they saying that the election machines were rigged, because that's the only way that I can see a motherfucker, because you can tell a motherfucker vote for Donald Trump, vote for Hillary Clinton, but the American people ultimately make the decision. So if I can go out and tell a mother, that's what I used to do when I was 7 years old. My godfather was a precinct judge, and he would tell me I was influencing elections too. Because I was out there telling the motherfucker who to vote for. Vote for A.E. Jordan. Vote for Anthony Hall. Vote for Pearlie Cooper. Vote for Jim McConn Mayor. So I'm influencing the goddamn election. I'm not just being quiet, letting these people go in and vote for the fuck who they want to vote for. I'm telling them who to vote for. Be sure to vote for, he's gonna do this here. Be sure to vote for. So unless you telling me, tell me how in the fuck, even if these allegations are true, the American people went in there in the voting machine and pushed the button. Did Russia go in the machine with these motherfuckers? The American people, the stupid motherfuckers who voted. And did they go in and put a gun to their head? So if not, and these people went in these machines, computers, because that's what they are. Ain't no motherfucking machines here. And there is a difference between a machine and a computer. Google it. God damn it. What's the difference between a machine and a computer?
According to Wikidiff, as nouns, the difference between machine and computer is that machine is a mechanical or electrical device that performs or assists in the performance of human tasks, whether physical or computational, laborious or for entertainment, while computer is.
What is this white woman saying here, people? As nouns, the difference between machine and computer is that machine is a mechanical or electrical device that performs or assists in the performance of human tasks, whether physical or computational, laborious or for entertainment, while computer is. Oh, is there more to it? Because let's okay, it doesn't complete the thought. That's what threw me off, because it could have let us know that it wasn't gonna read the entire statement, whatever. But it does not. It does not still state, but at least it's got the look like Congress here check people background. This does not tell me, okay, well, do it this way then, because I don't like this definition, because it's not telling me the difference between, it tells me what a machine is, unless I'm missing something here. Machine is a synonym of computer. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. I'm not no damn fool. A machine. Define the difference between computer and machine. Same definition. So I said computer and machine. Now reverse the order. Define the difference between machine and computer. Different definition. Okay. So I just reversed the.
Here's a summary from Quora. First, how they are the same. They are all poorly defined. A machine is any human-made object that performs a task. Nowadays, we usually mean a particular type of calculation machine that can perform any clerical task.
A computer is a machine. On the other hand, it didn't. We have ellipses here for, and that's not how you terminate this. Well, okay, yes. So when it's for like that, that means that it doesn't complete that full sentence. So that's not even the whole definition for machine. So now we'll go on to computer. A computer is a machine that calculates with numbers. Nowadays, we usually mean a particular type of calculation machine that can perform any clerical task. A Turing machine, but with finite memory. So, whether it be a machine, because we understand here that a machine can achieve the same results in interfering with or influencing an election. But the point here being made is that unless the voting machines where people went into and selected their choice of candidate was tampered with, affected by the Russian government's attempt to influence our election, then the people voted for who they wanted. They voted for who they wanted. So what the fuck these people talking about? But see, the government take you to be damn fools anyway. See, they take you to be damn fools, and you don't even know it. But I'm making clear to you that they rigged the fucking machines. They rigged the computers, the voting machine to, for example, Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, Delaware, Georgia, well, all the states. You know, I guess, you know, they got their polls, so they also knew that in certain states, the projected, used the term projected, winner by margin of the polls would tip in favor. They knew how, they kind of had an idea how the people would be voting that were registered to vote. So they have an idea of, they can kind of predict how an election will turn out based on who's registered to vote. Now, if I'm just using plain logic like God does in situations because this, so if I know how people are to vote in a particular state, and they got what they call red states and blue states, and so we can predict Trump will win Texas. This because of, okay, so if we have what they call, I believe, swing states where it could go either way, and then you know, popular votes and electoral votes, how that works, I'm not too well informed, but the point I'm trying to make here clear is the fact that if they had the polls rigged or people in place to, you know, finish the votes or whatever, in the bottom line, because I lack knowledge, I can't too much speak on things, but I got a general knowledge, but not in specific I don't know the specificity of how that works, but general knowledge tells me that they had the election rigged for Hillary Clinton, and since she lost, and they had knowledge that Russia had been attempting to influence the election, and since she did lose, they automatically know that Russia fucked them. Who fucked them, class? Russia fucked you. You say you had prior knowledge that they were doing it. So, but like I say, Mr. Trump, I wish I was, more knowledgeable on what the fuck going on here. But they're taking advantage of the American people. So, go ahead and fire Mr. Mueller. He's been controlled by the. Now this I do know. I got the mind like God, damn near like God. His ass is being controlled by the billionaires that hate you and want to bring about a new world order. So you can best believe by the time, if not after, or just before the Democrats assume power, people are going to start directly implicating you, lying, saying that you were aware of whatever they need to do to goddamn bring indictments or articles of impeachment against you, because they defense too. You ain't got, man. Look, shit. What would I do? What would God do? I hear you often. Let me see. President Donald Trump states he has the power to end the Robert Mueller investigation. Did you mean President Donald Trump states he has the power to end Robert? I didn't say all that. I said this. Does the president have the power to end the special counsel, Robert Mueller, investigation into the Russian collusion? You got time to be 2016. And we the American people spending all they say all this cash. Trump under pressure after Mueller filing. Donald Trump states he has the power to fire Robert Mueller. Trump certainly believes he has the power to fire Special Counsel Robert. Why do you say he believes? Certainly believes is in a quotation. If you have the power to fire his ass, fire his ass. Save us this bullshit. Because if we don't be careful, we'll be fucked around like the Jews was fucking with Hitler. Trump certainly believes he has the power to fire Special Counsel Robert Mueller. White House. 10 April 2018 updated. President Donald Trump, quote, certainly believes he has the power, unquote, to fire Special Counsel Robert Mueller, the White House said Thursday, in an indication that administration officials have discussed the notion. White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders made the comment at a press briefing Tuesday, the first since Trump's longtime personal lawyer Michael Cohen saw his office and residence raided by the FBI. And this is the man that is supposed to a criminal. No, I'm sorry. Let me get it right. Wait a minute, get it right. So he saw his office raided, and Mr. Trump, I know you just can't be that damn, with all due respect, stupid. Okay, so they fuck what we American people say, we stupid anyway. Fire his ass. You finna let a motherfucker that has had his office and residence raided by the FBI implement you in a Russian collusion to save his own ass? Mr. Trump, if I was, what's his name? Michael Cohen, and if I had prior knowledge of how the prison system worked, if I wasn't the person that my mother raised me to be, I'd lie on your ass. I'd tell the FBI, the grand jury, any other motherfucker, whatever I need to say to get out of this shit. So I would lie on you if I were not who I am. My mother raised me. So, and lastly, people, then I'll end this video at 45 minutes. Let's, again, like God say, come now, let us reason. If I am the president of the United States, and I have the power to fire Robert Mueller, special counsel, motherfucker, trying to get me. I mean, because if they remove me from office, who's to say next they won't come after to indict me? They can't indict me while I'm in office. So they get me out of office and then they indict me. Or is it enough just to remove me from office? They okay with that? Well, either way, look what they're doing. Oh, no. But I'm just, come now, let us reason. Follow the logic here. Yeah, Trump sit back and all he does is just tweet. Who gives a fuck what Trump is tweeting? The American people, they going to work. They going about their lives, and they just... Hey, I was just about to end a video for YouTube in the next 10 or 15 minutes. Alright. Mr. Trump, the point is obvious. Fire Mr. Mueller. Now, world, if this somehow can get to President Trump, he don't need not listen to the whole video. But if someone could just let him know that some deranged man, black, 52 years old, has 6, 7 so-called, been in the prison system for 19 and a half years, supposed to be a psych patient, mentally ill, is pleading with you to fire Robert Mueller, arguing that Robert Mueller is controlled by the elite billionaires that run the world to get rid of you and fire his ass. Because, okay, not because, fire his ass. And then appoint a special counsel to investigate the FBI and the United States intelligence community. Investigate these motherfuckers. Investigate these motherfuckers. Let's see who all are working for Russia and China and Ethiopia and our goddamn Iran and Iraq, and let's see who investigate their ass. Investigate their ass. Investigate their ass. Get us, since we got that kind of cash, to just fuck off and see what we might can get. Fire his ass, because he's not, he finna, Robert, if you don't get rid, this man is finna start having motherfuckers gonna pressure their ass, bitch, if you don't goddamn, bitch, if you act right. Investigate this motherfucker and see if these people were manipulated. Man, why did you tell us how this, what happened? So we can determine whether or not he and his team committed crime and coercing the motherfucker, because isn't coercing the motherfucker in the because see, damn what they put in writing. How it go? And it's your plea of guilty knowingly and freely and voluntarily in it. Yes, it is. The motherfuckers' pleas wasn't freely and knowingly and voluntarily entered. Robert Mueller's pressuring these motherfuckers to lie. Robert Mueller don't mean the United States no motherfucking good, because either they got something on his ass or he done sold out. So he's got to get you, man. These motherfuckers not playing with you. I'm not the type of motherfucker gonna sit back and see how this gonna play out. Stop it. I can't tell you God said to stop it. You should know God wants you. If you got, man, yeah, okay, yes, God say stop it. God say stop it. God say fire Robert Mueller. If, in fact, you got the power to fire his ass, then God say stop it. Now, man, finally, American people, the United States, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. You don't know your history. You don't know nothing about the Communist Constitution. You don't know nothing about how they go in and take over a country. I do. Fire his motherfucking ass, Mr. Trump. Fuck Robert Mueller. Now, and his team. Now, what was that? My final thoughts. Oh, yeah, people. I'm God's last prophet. I'm telling Mr. Trump fires that, but here it is, people, right here. Come now, let us reason. If Mr. Trump was involved in this bullshit, and he has the power to fire Robert Mueller, and he's been letting this man do all this shit, and yet has had the power to fire him, and yet sit back and just and let him do it, and he ain't done shit. That's not. Unless you really are a stupid motherfucker, who does that? Who has the... What you think, Obama? What you think... I don't want to name George Washington, John Adams, James Madison, James Monroe, John Quincy Adams, Andrew Jackson, Martin Van Buren, William Henry Harrison, John Tyler, James K. Polk, Zachary Taylor, Miller Fillmore, James Buchanan. Now Abraham Lincoln is 16, so I'm missing somewhere here. But the point is, if anybody has committed a crime and has the power to not be caught, to not be detected, to not be implicated, has the power to stop a motherfucker from coming after me to take my job and possibly every billion, every million I got, and I just sit back there and I got to come on, man. Or is Mr. Trump a goddamn fool or what? You know goddamn well any motherfucker that has the power to fire a motherfucker from coming after him, because Robert Mueller's coming after motherfucker's head. And this man, the president of the United States, don't fire him? What kind of motherfucker do you think that is? That's a great motherfucker. That motherfucker must fear God. That motherfucker must I don't know how to put it in words, because I can assure you motherfuckers that if you got to go to prison to see what you go through in there. Do I want to go? No. So I don't know how else. If those that do see the video, if I'm not making sense, I don't give a fuck. If I'm not making sense here to show you that Mr. Trump is not involved, you do not allow a motherfucker to come to destroy you if you can stop him. You can stop him legally. If I got the legal power to fire this motherfucker, and I'm like, why would I let him keep investigating me if I've done something wrong? Somebody help me understand that. I don't give a fuck. Make fun of me, lock me up, do what the fuck you want to do. But while I'm locked up, I'm be laughing at you motherfuckers, because at least I got enough sense to know that if I was involved in some fucking Russian collusion and shit, and I got the power to get this enemy motherfucker coming after me, to fire his ass, make his ass go away, shut this whole shit down, I would do that. If I were not who I am, a God-fearing man. So, for you motherfuckers to buy into this bullshit and let these people waste taxpayer dollars with this foolishness, something wrong with us. And again, even so, and I guess I must go and end this video. 54 minutes, make it at an hour. Did no motherfucker, I can assure you, did no motherfucker that I can say and that we've heard go and forcibly make a person vote the way they voted. So how is the election influenced? Come on people, use your fucking mind. Unless the machines were rigged, how can you can tell a motherfucker who to vote for? You don't have to, just because you live in China, Russia, you can tell a mother. Can one country tell the people of another country how they should vote for their elected officials. Can a government of another country tell people how to vote in another country or nation? If your name and that.
According to USA.gov, if your name and address have not changed and you're an active voter, you should not have to re-register to vote or update your voter registration. Once you're registered, you are eligible to vote in all elections in your area, including federal, state, and local elections, primary, general, and special elections.
Can President Vladimir Putin tell people how to vote in the United States? Putin confirms he wanted Trump to win election. Okay. Chris Wallace to Vladimir Putin. Why do so many of your enemies wind up? This is sad because people seem like they just, how in the hell did the American people come so down? Oh, I get it. That's the way that I'll put the video. Professing to be wise, and I'll come back. Professing to be wise, they became fools. Professing themselves to be wise, professing themselves to be wise, they became fools, and changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made. Romans 1:22 comes from Paul. Fake Paul. But Paul, whatever you was giving them people to drink. Claiming to be wise, they instead became utter fools, and that is us, people. I'm acting this way to make you angry in a way too. Maybe to provoke you to do some self-thinking, some meditation. I'm trying to speak to you in such a way that you can, I guess that do make sense. If you would stop listening to, if I control ABC News, if I control CNN News, if I own it, then don't I get to dictate what I want the people to hear? Shouldn't I own it? If I own a house, I should be able to run my house. So if I own CNN News, I should be able to dictate to those who work for me what I want them to do and say. So what you are hearing from those people, that the anchors that present the news, broadcasting news, they are not speaking. They probably be for Trump. But to keep their job and to have these fine homes and houses, they do what their employer tells them to do. Just like police officers do, or anyone else do. You do what your superiors say do. So they don't like that. So, they want to destroy the American people, the government, our country. They don't, get rid of her once and for all. They don't like our way of life. So Trump here come Trump finna change shit. Oh, no, you ain't. No, you ain't. We gonna keep your motherfucking president so fucked up with bullshit going on. And shit couldn't be me, Mr. Trump. But you supposed and I think President Dwight Eisenhower. Let me see if I can get that too. Then I was supposed to go back to Vladimir Putin. President Dwight Eisenhower stating that he has all kind of advisors, but only I can make a decision. As promised, Eisenhower went to Korea after he was elected, but before he was inaugurated, cuts it up. PRC, what is that? Both the PRC and the nationalists claim to be the only legitimate ruler of all of China. What is, oh, because see, under Hillary Clinton, we might have had the industrial. That would be a good catchy name for my title to get you to at least listen to this. The industrial complex, military complex, something like that. This is getting me nowhere. But let's go back. I want to get this out quickly, people. The purpose of this essay is to analyze Eisenhower's formal of any dunce any more than it should make a decision for his chief, but advisors had direct access to the president. Okay, I read a book about the life of President Dwight Eisenhower, although the evidence that he would have been perhaps more rigorous in his analysis and decision making. Okay, but the difference did not lie in Eisenhower's willingness to let all the ellipses. Only in the 80s has this chain ellipses to do, period. Johnson failed to get his military and his civilian advisors, but okay, in the book that I read regarding Mr. Trump, it was written in this book that President Dwight Eisenhower once stated that, quote, "I have all kind of advisors, but only I can make a decision," unquote. So, Mr. Trump, have you surrounded yourself, have you employed for yourself the best advisors? God has, unlike God, see, God is his own advisor, but unlike God, we should have advisors, and even in God being his own advisor, he's real slow to make a decision. I would suggest that you have the best advisors. You could not possibly have the best advisors here, because if you had, I would think this shit could have been shut down. This bullshit. Okay, if the first term is like it is, then I guess we can look forward to a second term of this bull crap. So, Mr. Trump, sit back, please. Please, Mr. Trump, sit back and just get along. Just get by yourself, I think, and just meditate. Meditate an effective way to get the American people to understand that you are a man of God. You are not the enemy of the American people. As when we were children, there are a number of us who have had parents and others that had told us that although today you may not like me whooping you or doing what I'm doing, but when you get older, you will appreciate it. Let the American people of the United States know that, okay, I get it. Today, you might not like my style of doing business and running our government, but in the future, eventually, you understand later. I can tell you, but you may not get it now. But as we go forward, and if you can see the imminent danger, the threat that we was under before I came into office, and what was going on, get Mr. Trump the special counsel to investigate the intelligence community and figure out why this has happened. I don't even want to look. I would love to look at CNN News. In fact, I used to look at CNN News when I was in '94 when the O.J. Simpson thing was going on. But I look at these Morning Joe, what's his name? These people, that is so downright disrespectful. Did I talk? I mean, when President Obama was in office, I didn't disrespect Mr. Obama. It was Mr. Obama that gave me the inspiration to get out of prison because he had won. And, you know, a lot of people didn't like his policies, so I know how to separate President Obama from Obama, you know, the man. And I'll end it this way. President Clinton in a cartoon was said best with former President Clinton in a cartoon, where in the cartoon you see an advisor telling the president what the morning newspaper has said. And then it goes on to President Clinton saying, enough about the president. Now what are they saying about me? Fuck what they're saying about fuck him. What are they saying about me? So I know how to distinguish the president from Donald Trump. From Barack Obama, from President Obama. These people are attacking. They don't see a distinction here. They do not draw a distinction. I would never attack the president of the United States like that. And they say I've been to prison. I used to steal people's shit out their car, their buildings, but I would never disrespect. Even if I had the authority, if I was a billionaire, I would not disrespect or any other president. What my private feelings, oh boy, we need to learn how to separate the two.